What's up, everybody, and how you doing? We just want to take a second to thank The Last Cowboy Clothing for sponsoring today's episode. The Last Cowboy is a badass clothing company out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, offering a wide variety of apparel and accessories to fit your every need. You know, what makes a cowboy? Hard work, grit, and perseverance. That's what The Last Cowboy tries to embrace in their everyday lifestyle. From the vintage style of the past to the new age Western style, there is no right way to be a cowboy, as long as you have the right gear and attitude. That's what started this whole vision. From working on a crane truck, from being high up in the sky in a bucket truck. They thought, cowboys aren't dead yet. And with that, The Last Cowboy was born. For the working woman and man in all of us, be a rad person and support your local and small businesses. Go to www.thelastcowboy.store today and pick yourself up some new merch. And use code PUNKCOWBOY at checkout for a special discount. Thank you again so much to The Last Cowboy Clothing for sponsoring today's episode. Now let's get into it and have some fun. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? A podcast about life in the music industry. Today, we've got our good friend Laurence Crow on the show. Laurence is a professional graphic designer, longtime friend and bassist for the band Floods in Japan. He's from Essex, England. Laurence, man, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Fantastic. You know, like for the people watching or listening, they have no idea that we've already been chatting for at least 20 minutes.
We got to get the energy flowing, you know?
Yeah, we got to get it. We got to get it. Yeah. So for people that may not know, Laurence is the brains and creative powerhouse behind every design you see on Unsigned Pop Punk, and tons of other bands in the scene.
Thank you.
With that, man, what is your creative process when you start working on a new design?
I mean, like, it definitely all starts with you and like the client, I guess. Like whatever you kind of bring to me, like, it's always the crazier the better. It's so funny because every day when I like go to start work, I come to my office. It's literally like the room next door to my bedroom, so it's not too far to get to work. And my wife always says to me, it's like, oh, what are you working on today? And it's always really fun to kind of explain like the crazier ideas that people, because some people have crazy ideas, like some like merch designs and stuff. It's always, even some of the stuff we've done together, it's like some of it's been quite wild, you know? Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah. So it's always fun to try and explain the more interesting concepts that people bring to me, and then bringing that to life as well.
Absolutely. Do you find it difficult to like at all to like kind of get yourself going since you work just at home? You know, do you find it sometimes a little difficult to just get over into that next room?
Yeah, I can get distracted like when I'm at work. Like, it's so easy to just kind of like go on like a morning coffee break and then spend the next hour just watching YouTube, you know? Like I do tend to, yeah.
Absolutely. See, I work from home as well, but it's a little luckier to me, I guess, because I have to leave my house and go to my garage.
Oh, this is your garage, is it? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow. It's an amazing room, that as well, with all your
thank you.
Your like collectibles and stuff. I love that.
This is the upstairs of my garage. So
your garage has an upstairs. That's like deluxe garage. What?
Yes. Well, that was one of the selling points of the house. So when we got here, first off, it was, I mean, I'm not gonna go too into that, but it was like cheap. Like our house was cheap. It was like the right time to buy a house. And when we got here, I was like, is that the house? And they're like, no, that's the garage. And I'm like, no fucking way. I'm like, well, I want it.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even go inside the house yet. And it's like in a busy part, like it's right in the heart of like our little city, but it's like
off of the street. Like you can't. My house isn't on the street. It's like there's a big yard in a hill, and then at the bottom of that hill is where my house is. So it's like
That's awesome.
It's awesome because it's right in the city, but at the same time, it's like you don't really kind of feel it.
From like the adverts that you're doing where you're kind of outside, it does look like you're kind of like right in the country. Like you got like forest.
Oh yeah,
stands and
yeah.
stuff,
I mean,
like...
yeah, and I mean all those ads, I'm at home. Like I'm not traveling.
No, that's amazing.
Just
That's
finding
amazing,
different
yeah.
corners of my property or house.
Yeah. So this, like, going back to this garage, I'm sorry, because it's amazing. Is it like fully like you're not parking cars underneath where you are?
I could,
right?
yeah, I could.
Oh wow.
The problem is, and realistically we should, because we live in Minnesota, and I don't know how many times I've sent you pictures of like, look at this bullshit, and it's like snow like up to your like above your head.
Yeah.
But so the garage is it's a 2-stall garage, like, so you could put 2 cars in it, but we just have so much crap in here that like and I put like a gym in here, like I've got a bunch of like workout equipment from my dad, you know, so, or my brother, so I could try and get all buff, and then I'd never use it.
I feel that.
So yeah, and then when we originally got here, all that was here was like this wall behind me, and the wall in front of me was fully done, and
cool.
And the roof. So like it's the way it wasn't red, I painted it, but
it's a cool color as well. I love that color.
Thank you. But
cool.
yeah, it wasn't like, so it was like drywalled. It was drywalled and all that sort of stuff. And then so like this wall and then that other wall, me and my brother like built and put in drywalled and like insulated. I insulated like the floor, so like from the basement I put insulation into the ceiling and insulated it, so that it would to, you know, it took like 5 years because I don't know what I'm doing, and I had to rely on my brother.
That's lucky that you got your brother to help you with that, because I mean, I know nothing about DIY. I'm not the DIY guy, so
I am not either. So it's great that my brother knew what he was doing and was willing to basically help me build this whole thing. So
yeah, and it paid off. It's looking sick. Like
it's awesome. It's like, and like you can't like, not trying to brag or nothing, but
now give us the full tour. Come on, let's see.
Hold on. I mean, we kind of hold on, let's see what we could do. So like, you know, I got a couch down there, and the TV on the wall. We got my guitars, and
oh nice, yeah.
Also back there in that corner where you can see my chimney, which is taped up.
What's going on there?
Well, I never bought the like thing to like block it, but next to it you can see this like bookshelf that I built into the wall. That's where all my trade paperback comic books are.
Oh wow, that's cool. That's very cool. Yeah. Was that like a Guitar Hero controller down around there as well?
Oh, I think I got 5 different Guitar Hero guitars.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I really wanted to play Guitar Hero, and it was especially during like quarantine.
Yeah.
So I had bought one for like the Wii. I was trying to find one for my PlayStation 2 because I wanted the original, you know?
Yeah.
And so I did. I found 2 PlayStation 2 controllers. It just took a while.
Have you played this? I think it's called Clone Hero, and it's like on the PC.
No.
Oh, right. So I only know about this because my friend's like super into specifically Clone Hero, but it's just a kind of like built for the PC. It's just Guitar Hero, and you can use actual Guitar Hero guitar controllers and all that, but they've just got like every song ever. Like you name a song, it's on there, and you can just play it all. Like it's pretty amazing. Like
that's awesome. That sounds like fun. Yeah, over like, so you couldn't see like everything, but like over there, so I've got on each side of the TV, I have my one like little cubby which got like a bunch of little squares, and that's where I got all my Nintendo game or my video games. And then on the other side is where I've got like my Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2,
like all the retro.
Yeah, I love my retro games. Like me and my son actually just played. We're playing Super Mario 2 yesterday.
Oh wow, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. You got to bring him up on the classics, you know.
I know.
So
well,
cool.
he likes it. He likes the classics because they're easy, and he's only 9, so he's there's still, you know, he's big into Minecraft and Fortnite,
cool.
but also at the same time those easier games, which are also very difficult because they're way harder. It's a whole different ball game.
Oh yeah.
You gotta like be good right out the gate and know what you're doing. You can't be like Fortnite and Minecraft where you're just running around doing jack shit for like 45 minutes.
No,
like
totally.
you know, you could play a game of Fortnite and not see a person until they kill you.
Right. You're just there hacking down trees, building things, so you can't be doing that in Super Mario 2.
No, because right out the gate there's gonna be a Goomba just coming right at you, and you know
he's not gonna stop.
No, he's not gonna stop, and you got to know that you got to jump on him.
Yeah.
That's not Super Mario 2, obviously.
Oh wow, yeah.
Do you remember Super Mario 2? That one is weird.
Super Mario 2, like I'm into my video games. Like that's technically it. there was 2 different ones, wasn't there? There was like the Lost Levels one, and then there was the one that only came out in Japan, right? Or
so the Lost Levels is I'm not
or that is the Japanese one.
I think
right?
I think that's the Japanese one. So Super Mario 2 was originally a completely different game.
Was it Doki Doki Panic?
Maybe I don't know.
I think that's what it originally was.
It's the one. So Super Mario 2 is where you like pull out like radishes and stuff from the ground,
yeah,
and that's how you hit them. You throw them at them. There's no jumping on them to kill them.
You have to in your post editing doing your magic. You'll have to pull up if it really is Doki Doki Panic.
I'll find it.
Yeah. You'll have to. I'm pretty sure I've read that somewhere. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what the game is. I know that I've read it before.
Yeah. I love my video games. So.
I know. I remember. So talking about like our working relationship that we had. So like our working relationship is all over the place, to me throwing out a fully formed idea at you to literally nothing but the desire to make something. When working with a new client, what are some of your pet peeves?
That's a tough question.
Trying to get you.
Yeah. I was just thinking, this is like talking to my boss here. This is basically like a meeting with my boss, really. So I don't know. I don't really have pet peeves. I kind of like I'm a pretty chill person. I'm
true.
Pretty happy to try and accommodate most people's things. The one thing is when you have an idea, and you've never done this, so I appreciate you. When you have an idea kind of given to you, and the client like is super stoked on an idea, and you send them like a first draft, and they're like super into it, so you flesh out the draft, you spend hours and hours making it look really, really good, and you send it over, and they're like, that's great, but can you change this and this and this and this and this and make it basically completely different? And I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me this when I sent you the first rough, you know?
Pretty much just somebody being like, yeah, it's great, but can you go fuck yourself?
yeah, basically, yeah. It doesn't happen often, and most people are pretty good, really, and pretty understanding as well, because I mean they know that a lot of time goes into it all and stuff. But you do occasionally get people like that, and
oh sure, like that's always going to happen. So that, I guess that's kind of what I was looking for. It's just like those type of things that you run into, like
yeah. I mean, it doesn't happen often, and like I said, most people are really, really good. And I love working for bands and stuff, because I think there is like a kind of special kind of relationship that you wouldn't get with other kind of like clients and stuff, where when you're working with someone who is creative as well, they kind of like get the vision and kind of get your own, like get my process and stuff, and it comes quite easily working with other creative people, you know. Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you ever get projects that you got to do them, but you really don't want to do it? You really don't like it?
Yeah, I mean, I get quite a lot of stuff that's like not. So my main thing is I work for music industry and I do a lot of album covers and merch, and I love that. But I do occasionally get other things come through that are completely unrelated. Like I've done like logos for lawyers before, and that's great.
Nice.
And it was still super fun. You still find the fun in it. But I mean, like I'm always my passion is with the doing the music related stuff. Actually, that being said, the lawyer's logo that I did do was actually a really fun one, and and, like he was a really cool guy and was super chill, and the design was a really cool design that we worked with. So that was a bad example, but it was the only one I could think of.
Well, like you're getting the point across, you know, like
yeah.
I get it. Like the corporate ones are typically going to be a little bit more mundane, more basic, and just
especially like a lot of the more corporate stuff I do is less kind of like illustrative, and it's more just like basic graphics and stuff and some text, and that can be more boring than doing some like amazing giant mural of I don't know, that's always going to be more fun for me.
Just doing something with the Sasquatch somewhere.
I mean, you got it sometimes, right?
Any chance I can, I get you to make something with with some sort of creature. I love those. Especially a good old Sasquatch.
So is Sasquatch like your kind of like local cryptid kind of thing? Is that local to your area?
So yes, but that's not what they say. Like, I don't remember what it is. So we do have like Sasquatch. Like there's like a city or a little town, basically,
right,
a little bit near, like maybe like an hour or two away from where I live, that like has a Bigfoot museum.
Oh really?
But they say that it's a different cryptid that I'm pulling it up, that
okay,
is like the most famous one, the Wendigo. Apparently the Wendigo is supposedly Minnesota's cryptid.
Have you, going back to video games, have you ever played Until Dawn?
I haven't, no.
Okay, well, there's Wendigos in that. I hope that's not too much of a spoiler to anyone that's not played Until Dawn, and to you, I guess. But yeah, there are Wendigos in there somewhere.
I'm wondering if so I just bought, was that on PS3?
Maybe, I played it a while ago. So
so I just bought a game at a garage sale, and I can't remember what it is, and it's just a little out of my view. But I'm trying to remember. I think it's a zombie one though.
Oh, okay. I want to know what it is now.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
I'll cut whatever. Oh, not even close.
What was
The Last of Us.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's a cool game as well.
It's very cool. I got it because it's supposed to be like, a really great game, and I've heard a lot about it. Plus, I think they made a show about it, or are making a show.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I think I was like, well, I should pick it up. It was $3. So
I mean, that's a steal.
It's
a really good game.
I'll buy just about any video game for $3.
You can't really go wrong, can you?
Like or especially if like I love picking up super obscure games like for like PlayStation 2, because PS2 came out with so many obscure games.
Yeah. What's your favorite like obscure game that you?
I don't know. Like there's this like bass fishing game that I bought that sometimes I think is really fun to play. I don't
Nothing
know,
wrong with
but
a fishing game. Fishing games are cool.
it was like 25 cents, but I'm like, yes, you're coming home with me.
Yeah,
Um,
that's great.
but there's like, I don't know, my one of my buddies, he is really big into that, and he will buy, literally, if it's the right price, he will buy any game and play it and try to beat it. Like any
Wow.
game, it could be Barbie, it could be like uh you know, Power Rangers, which would be tight. I missed my Power Rangers game I had. But
I
like,
didn't even know there was a Power Rangers
oh
game.
dude,
So
there was
that's cool.
for Super Nintendo or Sega.
Oh,
They
cool.
had it was a fighting game,
Oh,
like
cool. Like a
Mortal
kind of beat
Kombat.
'em up.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Yeah.
yeah. So that was a fun one.
That's
But
cool.
there's so many like random games out there. I love those. Those are just
What's
fun.
sorry, this interview's kind of like swap round. I'm interviewing you now.
It's all
What's
good. It's all good. Ask me questions. No one asks me questions.
Oh, I want to ask you a question. What's your favorite type of game?
But
Like
my
genre?
favorite type of game, if I had time,
Yeah, that's the thing.
it
Yeah.
all depends. As I grew older, like I spent a lot more time playing. Like I really like NBA games for some reason. Like I really started to like, because I've always been a big fan of like sports games when you could create, like once you started being able to create your own player, I was like, well,
Okay.
that's fucking me. You know, I'm
Yeah.
I'm a superstar. And so
Oh yeah.
I've always loved doing that and being my own character. But my favorite games of all time are like Final Fantasy. Like I love role-playing games. Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, but especially like the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis ones, like, and you know, even like getting into like Final Fantasy 7 and 8, you know, for PlayStation, I like those as well. But that unfortunately, like, I grew out of the time to play those types of games. But I played Final Fantasy 3, American 3. I know the difference.
Yeah.
American 3, I played that probably more than I've ever played any video game ever.
Yeah. I was gonna say that was my first ever Final Fantasy game, and I was really young when I played that, right? Like really young, and I did not get it at all. Like, and it nearly put me off kind of like RPGs and stuff. And like I remember I was on that overworld, the little sprites walking about, and I just did not like understand, and I kept getting in battles with things that I definitely shouldn't have been getting in battles with. I was like walking completely the wrong direction, and like I just remember having a really hard time with that game. But yeah.
That was
it's a tough one.
It's one of the first games I fully I beat. And I remember like
that's impressive.
When I had to beat Kefka, like the final battle, I like was the highest level. It was like 99 or whatever.
No, that is impressive, because that's one I never beat. So
so good. So it was that and American 2. I loved both of those. Final Fantasy 1 was really, really hard. The the regular Nintendo one, I wasn't ever good at that.
Yeah. See, I'm a little younger than you. No offense.
I know. I'm aware.
So I like my kind of Final Fantasies are definitely between 7 and 10. They were like the ones where I was like, yeah, this is my thing, and I got it. Like they're kind of like starting to be 3D kind of 10 especially. I love 10. Yeah, that's my Final Fantasy kind of.
See, I never made it past 8, and 8 was one of my favorites. So there's that card game that they play in there,
right?
And I have some of like the actual cards, like
oh wow,
real physical cards for it.
Yeah,
they sold them for you to be able to play, you know, in real life.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I have some of those. That's pretty cool. I still have them. Because my dad was awesome and just didn't get rid of my stuff, as you can see.
I was gonna ask how long you've been kind of like collecting for, but is that literally kind of like an entire life's worth of?
That's my life's worth of collections. I think there's that all you can kind of see like all of them. That's like the 5th one. That's as far over as it goes.
Right.
It's
very cool.
but I have bins back there that you could kind of see when I was moving the camera. Those have more things that don't have a home yet.
They've not made it to the shelves yet.
No.
One day.
Yeah. So most of those are like He-Man figures and things like that, because that's my favorite, because I'm old.
No,
As you
He-Man's
pointed
cool,
out.
yeah. I'm sorry. No, you're not
Uh,
old. I'm too young.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So you recently worked on a new logo for Danny Freeman and Jarrett Reddick's show Music
Hey.
Networking 101.
I did.
We've had both of them on our show as well. And how did that process go? You and Danny are both from England. Did you know each other prior to working on this, or?
I mean, so yeah, kind of. We know each other from the music scene. So before I was in the band I'm currently in, I was doing like acoustic. I called it folk punk. It was folk punk. It was just me shouting with an acoustic guitar. And I used to kind of like, it was great because it meant I could pretty much open up any show, because promoters, they're fine with having like some random shouty guy open up a show. So it's super easy to, it's super easy to get on shows. So I was playing all over the place doing this. And I did end up playing a couple of shows with Danny, and that's with his band, A Few Too Many, who are awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's how we met. I played his kind of like, he's got a festival that he runs in his hometown of Cambridge called Hometown Fest. And I kind of opened up that, and we got chatting and stuff. And yeah, and he's always been like a really, really cool guy, and just really, really supportive of everything I do. And yeah, he's always been really good at kind of letting me draw stuff for him. And yeah, I've done a few single covers for his band, and then I did the hometown festival artwork and stuff, and then more recently this.
Once I saw like once he showed like the new logo for it, I was like, Laurence did that. It was like, it's, you know, you've got that certain style, and it's like, that's a Laurence. There's somebody else that is like very close though. And there's been a couple times where I'm like, hey, do you know Laurence Crow? And he's like, no. I'm like, are you sure? I'm pretty sure that's his design. And they're like, oh no, I did that. And I'm like, yeah.
It's called like Borrance Bow illustration or something.
Borrance Bow. Yeah. What are some of your favorite pieces that you've been a part of that you've done?
That's a really good question. I mean, like, it kind of like depends. So I did I was really stoked on some stuff I did for a visual novel it's not come out yet. I think it's coming out this year. But they basically got me to do like a bunch of background assets, like kind of like posters from the wall and stuff. Yeah, and I was really stoked on all the designs I did for those. I thought they were amazing. And well, the ideas that the game kind of like the ideas that they sent me were all amazing ideas, and it kind of like, yeah, I was flowing with the ideas. And,
hell yeah,
which is always cool. That's definitely a favorite kind of job that I've worked on. Yeah, I've always loved all the stuff that we've done together as well. I mean, we've done a lot of stuff together. And,
we have. I mean, I think we've been working together now for like 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
It's been a long fucking time.
Yeah, because I think it started with some Cities Never Sleep stuff, right?
Yep. Started with Cities, but I couldn't remember like what the first thing we did. Maybe was that poster. Was it the skateboarding skull guy poster?
Wow. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Wow. So it started with a skateboarding skull dude well. Like,
it's always a skateboarding skull guy,
as the jam. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure what it started with. Maybe it was that. Yeah.
I mean, that would have been 2018, I think.
Yeah,
but I just don't know if that's the first thing we did.
Yeah, I was just looking on my website to see if I've posted anything that like but yeah, I can't remember. Yeah.
I
I
don't
tell you
know.
what, one of my favorite things I've ever done is I love the Cities Never Sleep hoodie that I did for you.
Dude,
Like
that
the
hoodie's great.
yeah, I still I think to this day that's still one of my favorite merch designs I've ever done. Like
I uh I took a hoodie. Like
it's fair
I
enough, yeah.
and I wear like my at this point in time, like I feel like I'm old enough now to where it's like I can wear my own band stuff. You know, I feel like there's like an age where it's kind
That's
of
fair.
like you can do that now.
But you
Like
can do that any age. Like I
when
don't
you're
know.
like 20, it's like you don't wear your own band stuff.
I
That's
guess, yeah.
gross.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, like if it's for your band, it's got to be like cool enough looking that you want to wear it anyway. You know, like otherwise, like you're not going to want to market that to people. Like,
I think I'm pretty sure everyone in cities has taken one of those hoodies. Like
that's cool. Yeah.
it's like one of the best hoodies. So
Well, that's an honor to know that you're all still wearing
hell
that.
yeah, that's been a long time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, I reckon that was about 2018 as well, right? That
I think so because I think we it was like we were making a bunch of stuff for like our comeback. Like we hadn't been doing anything for a long time, so we're coming back and it was time, you know.
yeah.
And then we never made any Mr. Meeseek stuff. That was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, or missing a copyright kind of lawsuit. So maybe it was
There's
the
that.
right decision.
There's that too.
That song did like you got like massive plays on that one, right?
I'm watching it every day.
That's mad.
It is close. It's about 10,000 away from from a 500,000.
Whoa. That is insane. How did that happen? Like
I don't people like fucking Rick and Morty, man. I don't know. I don't know.
You cracked the code there, like
And that's what it is. People like Rick and Morty, and then Spotify keeps going,
yeah,
wow, this is a popular song, so we'll just keep popping it
keep
back
plugging it.
into the to the algorithm because it just doesn't slow down
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
It's like
Huh.
at this point, like it's like 500 streams a day, just regardless.
That's wild. That is wild, especially when like you've not promoted that specific song in so long and it's still getting that. That's
We never really promote, like we promoted it when we released it.
yeah, yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. I mean, it's a great song. It is a great song. It deserves it, but
it's an all right song, man.
nah, it's good. It's
I
good.
wouldn't say it's great. It's an all right song. I think I like came up with the idea, wrote the version of it, and we recorded it all in the same day.
Wow.
Like,
and when you were doing that, did you think like this is going to be the one that gets like 500,000?
dude,
streams?
I thought that this song was gonna get us like at least 3,000 plays. I was very adamant that this video, like when we like if we put this on YouTube, it's gonna get at least 3,000.
Yeah. And it did that and then some. Like
Spotify is
some.
significantly higher. YouTube, it's got okay numbers, but it's not like that. It's not even 10,000, I don't think. So
I mean, even that is still pretty amazing, really.
yeah, it's awesome. Don't anyone listening, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
anything over 1, I'll fucking take, and not 1,000, 1 stream. Okay,
you're
like
right.
I'm in it. I'm thankful for anything I get.
Yeah, you gotta be, you know, like just the fact that like even if only one person goes out the way to listen to your song, hey, I mean the fact that they're taking the time to listen to that, that's amazing. Like I'm
Absolutely
always very appreciative of all that.
And while we're on the topic of Rick and Morty, let's move on to Floods in Japan. Floods in Japan, it's a hardcore band from England, formed in 2020 during the pandemic. You recorded your first EP, right?
Yeah,
titled Demo.
Yeah.
So with everything that was going on during that time, where did the idea to start this project come from?
We were like, so the band is very much formed of like, it's just a bunch of friends from the kind of like local scene, and we were all in kind of like different bands and stuff at the time. I was doing, like I say, my acoustic shouty folk punk thing, and the others were all kind of in their own various bands, and I think it was me and our singer Elle were playing a show, and Stu, who when we started was our guitarist, but kind of like left quite shortly after that first demo got released, just because Stu had his own thing to get on with, and he's like an amazing chef now and stuff, and so
Nice.
yeah, he's doing his own thing, and like he's living it. So
Is he like one of those people on TikTok that wears their like chef uniform and just talks shit on people cooking stuff? 'Cause if not, he should get into it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to let him know that that's what he needs to be doing. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so we're all in our various bands, and we all kind of got together and we're like, we need to do something together. And it was Elle's idea to have the name Floods in Japan, and we just kind of were like, okay, and then we just kind of like ran with it, and yeah, Elle did like pretty much all of the bedroom demo and just like smashed it all out, put it out, and we were stoked on it, and yeah. And yeah, and then we just went from there. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, with that, you recently released your single, a new single, Ectopic, which is a heavy aggression filled, like punch in the face from start to finish. So the demo EP has a much different sound than this new track.
Yeah.
The demo EP, at least to me, has a more raw, haunting, kind of almost like original Misfits with Glenn Danzig kind of sound. How has the writing changed from those first songs to now?
For sure. I mean, I love the Misfits, like, and I love Danzig Misfits as well. Like, I'm a massive Misfits fan. Yeah, I think so. Like I say, the bedroom demo, was very much that, and just a demo. And kind of like once kind of lockdown kind of finished, and we all got to kind of like get together in an actual rehearsal room, and because I think like the first time we actually got in a rehearsal room together and actually got to like jam these songs was like about a year after we'd formed the band and stuff. It was because of lockdown.
Right.
And yeah, so getting to do that, and we started kind of like writing ideas and kind of like bringing stuff together. And I think being able to kind of be in a room and write ideas together, and yeah, and like jam ideas and see how they work, really kind of helped us to bring the ideas together. And Ectopic, that song, it was written by our drummer Ewan, who is just an amazing person, amazing drummer, amazing writer, and he really put his heart and soul into that song, and like you can tell. And yeah, it's I'm really stoked on the song.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a killer song.
Thank you. I like, so I'm very much like a massive fan of Cancer Bats and all that kind of old school hardcore sound, and being able to play and like do that kind of music, I'm super stoked on being able to do that.
Absolutely. So we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but for our listeners, are you able to tell us about any of your upcoming plans? With any new singles releasing soon, EP on the way? What you got?
Sure. Yeah. So we like kind of towards the end of last year, and then the start of this year, we recorded like 4 tracks, and they're all kind of like ready to go basically, and we're kind of like just drip feeding them out there, and we're just kind of trying to kind of like see how each one does, see what kind of people think of them, and kind of like just slowly kind of get them out there. And kind of, we were thinking we wanted to put out an EP, and then we kind of realized that, like, I know we were talking about algorithms and that before, but algorithms, they don't like EPs and albums anymore. People want singles now, right? Or it seems that way, or if people don't, the algorithm wants that, and it seems easier to market just like a bunch of singles. So we're kind of like slowly kind of trying to drip feed these songs to see if they can do as good as. Yeah.
From what I've been seeing is I don't remember exactly what it's called, but releasing a single, and eventually having like it turn into an EP basically. So you release a single, and then and then you release the next one and it's like released right on top of that last one. That I don't remember what it's called. My brain doesn't want to, but it's a waterfall. So
yeah.
so like that seems to be the key, just doing that, because then once you've released that next song, it goes immediately to another song, so you don't have to like worry about them clicking out and trying to get to a next one. It just keeps going into it.
I'd never heard about this, and then I was saying at L, they told me about it, and I was like mind explosion, and they were showing me like all the kind of like different bands and stuff that have like the singles, and then all the previous singles all appear in the same like waterfall, like you're saying, and I was like, whoa, this is so clever. So Elle's definitely the one in the band that kind of has the know-how and knows like what's what with that. Like I'm just here, I'm playing bass and drawing pictures, I'm
chilling.
yeah.
So we're going to ask one more question before we go on to break. If you could give our listeners a piece of advice that you know now that you wish you knew when you were first starting out, what would it be?
Not to let like the numbers get to you, like, and kind of what we were talking about before, but like if you release a song and it doesn't get as many numbers as you want, or you put out a picture, right, you draw some art and you put it on your Instagram and it doesn't get as many like as much interaction as you want, not to get disheartened by it, because I mean just the fact that like one person's liked it or one person's following you, whatever, I think that is enough to kind of like be like, yeah, someone's liking this, I'm going to keep on doing it, because I think especially when you first starting, it's really easy to get disheartened by not seeing the numbers again the way you want,
right. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that it takes a while. Like it's not an overnight thing. Some people it is. I mean, sometimes you post something and you go to bed and you wake up and a miracle has happened. But
a Meeseeks miracle.
Yeah, but that's not, no, Meeseeks took a long time. Even that didn't happen overnight. That's like along those same lines, like it did okay. I didn't think it was gonna do, we're like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden it was like boom, 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 boom. And then it just plateaued and it's like stays here up top, which, and that took like months before all of a sudden I'm like, what is happening? I remember the band and me were sitting there, we're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is happening? It's like out of nowhere, all of a sudden it's just like going crazy. And now we're the Meeseeks guys. But along those lines, you can't focus all on the numbers. It's like, it's good to know your numbers and then to also know, well, how can we change those?
Absolutely.
But when you're just starting out, you're not going to hit 1,000 streams on a song on day one. Like, I mean, that is, unless something awesome happens, and I hope it does, but like getting 100 streams in day one, that's awesome. Like have like it's all about like creating goals and micro goals,
Sure. Yeah.
You want to have that big goal of like, I want it to get here, and anything past that exceeds expectations, that's amazing. But always have micro goals on your way.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same with anything. Like you can't kind of like get a job and kind of be like, I'm going to be the president of this company. But I mean, you gotta start working in the company somewhere, haven't you? You can't just.
You start from the bottom, you work your way up. Start from the bottom, now we're here, right?
It's the way it is. It's the way the world is, and it can be frustrating, can't it? But it's just the way it is.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Laurence Crow.
Hey, Pat here with Unsigned Pop Punk. We're a community dedicated to building up the music scene by shining a spotlight on up-and-coming bands. Now, I know what you must be thinking. These guys must be raking in the cash. Wrong. But you can help us help others by picking up some merch. We found what big business is selling shirts for, and we slashed the prices. We saw what people are charging for sweatshirts, and we windmill kicked those prices in the face. So pick up some merch from us today. You won't be mad you did.
And we're back. Man, those ads, right? Those were great.
Get me some of those, you know?
Get me some of them.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna hop right into our obscure questions segment.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Didn't see that coming.
I know. See, it's fun because you've listened to the show before, you know, so you know what's coming up. But you don't know what my questions are going to be because I always write them.
Okay.
Right
I was
before
going
the
to
show.
say, I definitely don't know anything about Bagel Boys, so or whatever.
Well, that's rapid fire questions.
Oh, sorry.
So cool it.
Getting ahead of myself.
Absolutely. So obscure questions. First one, if you could pick only one video game that you can play for the rest of your life, what would it be? I
Crash
know you
Team
like
Racing.
video games.
I
Crash
do,
Team
yeah.
Racing, like
Crash
that's your
Team-
game.
Yeah. Have you ever played Crash Team Racing? Yeah, I mean, it's great. So it was like one of the first games I ever played, like PlayStation 1. I was playing it with my dad, you know. We were never that good. But then I kind of got older and I kind of realized like the mechanics and like drifting and all that. And I was like, whoa, like the game just opened up to me. And then like more recently, they remade the game.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. And it's great. And I've been kind of like really getting into kind of like really kind of heavily getting into it and like doing the kind of like time trials, and they've got kind of like developer times and stuff, and I'm like I'm way into it. But that's the kind of game I feel like I could play forever, you know, and just always be trying to kind of like get faster times and stuff.
Well, yeah, absolutely, because you can always kind of get better until you get to the point to where like you just can't. It doesn't do more than that.
kart racing games like that, and Mario Kart and all those kind of, that's kind of like that's my jam.
I love me some Mario Kart. Go.
So one time me and Brandon, my friend who used to do some stuff for the
he did
podcast.
Stuff for us,
he's a cool guy, but he now lives in Japan, and I don't get to see him as much, which sucks. But when he wasn't living in Japan, we were kind of like out on the town like the lads that we are, and we went down into this club, and it just so happened that the club in the very corner of the club, so it was like a proper club, you know, people like dancing and music. But in the corner they had a console, and it was an N64. And they had Mario Kart 64.
Nice.
And we were playing, but we decided that and there were obviously other people around that were kind of wanting to play as well, and we were like, being the kind of like young drunken fools that we were like, hey, if we say to everyone else winner stays on, we'll just stay on because everyone else is way more drunk than we are. We were there and we were playing, and like someone would come up and be like, hey, can I play with you? And we're like, sure, but winner stays on. And then and we'd play, and then we'd win, and we'd be like, well, sorry, and they'd like kind of like quite sadly walk away, and then the next person would come up and we'd be carrying on, and we ended up spending like a good like 4 or 5 hours just sat on this Mario Kart.
That's amazing.
Beating everyone.
Hey, you made the rules, man. Winner stays on. That's fair.
Winner stays on.
All they had to do was fucking beat you.
That's all they had to do. Not my fault they sucked.
That's so funny. I love that. Have you ever played do you remember the game Twisted Metal?
See what, PS2. That's like Brandon's favorite game.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I've never played it myself.
Okay.
Tragically, I know, but I've seen it and I know about it. Yeah.
I always thought that was a fun game. I bought at a garage sale because this is where I like to get my games. But I found for PlayStation 2 the Simpsons Hit and Run,
That's a
And
great game. Yeah.
my kids love playing that one. That's a good one.
Cartoon GTA.
Yeah, pretty much. Except I think more fun. I don't really like Grand Theft
Yeah.
Auto.
No, I'm not too keen on GTA, honestly. But yeah, Hit and Run. Hit and Run is a great game.
Hit and Run is funny. Next obscure question. This one's gonna be a tough one. Maybe it won't be. We'll see. But you can. Here's another. It's like the all or nothing question.
Okay.
You can only keep one. The other has to go away forever.
Ooh.
Halloween or Christmas.
Oh, I'm like a little bit of a kind of like sad emo kid at heart, so I'm always gonna say Halloween.
Nice. It's tough because they're like, I don't know, the two best holidays.
Absolutely, and then you got like Nightmare Before Christmas, which combines them both. So,
Absolutely,
yeah.
But that one would have to go away because one of them's gone.
It would just be Nightmare,
or just Christmas,
or just yeah. Either way, the film would suck.
Yeah, it would be a very weird hole. Or like the Nightmare Before Thanksgiving or something, or like I'm just trying to think of like
Nightmare Before Easter,
yeah, before Easter, yeah, there we go.
Well, I guess it would be Thanksgiving. That would be like the kind of, although yeah.
Well, because the thing is like I wanted to think of like universal, because like Thanksgiving's an American holiday.
We don't have Thanksgiving,
exactly. So it's like, what is universal? So Easter's universal.
I guess Easter would be the next thing. Yeah.
So it'd be it'd be the Halloween, Nightmare Before Easter, or the Easter before Halloween, or before Christmas. The Easter before Christmas. Either way, it's dumb.
Yeah, it's not going to be as good.
Absolutely not. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. Tell our listeners something that you love from the UK or England that America doesn't have and is missing out on.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know what you don't have. I don't really know what we're missing out on either. Like, what are we missing out on?
Shit, man, I don't know. American football.
Yeah.
I guess that is probably all I could say. There was a whole lot of really negative things that went through my head.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we don't want to go there.
No.
I don't know what we've got that you don't have.
Any food specific stuff you could think of?
I don't know. I don't know, because like all the good stuff I feel like comes from you guys. Like
no. We stole all the good stuff from other places. Get out here.
Well,
literally everything that people consider American foods is just bastardized versions of stuff from other countries.
I guess so. And I think the same can be said for British stuff as well. Like, I don't, yeah.
I guess tea and crumpets.
Yeah, I'm not really I'm a coffee guy. I don't really like tea. Nah. So I can't even say that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I failed this question.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It was a tough question to begin with.
It was, yeah.
And that's why I was trying to make you have to really think.
Yeah. I might think of something and come back. Maybe there's like TV shows. Like, I mean, there's some cool like British kids TV shows that I guess you wouldn't have. Like,
probably, because I mean, we got stuff that's on BBC, but
I
don't know.
Do you like the longest running kids show over here is Blue Peter? Like, do you know?
Okay, never heard of it.
It's like a variety show for kids, right?
Okay.
And they kind of just like it's always live and the presenters are there and they kind of have kids on sometimes doing fun stuff, but then they always get the presenters doing stuff like, I don't know, there's usually animals involved in some way. Where they've got like feed llamas or stuff like that. I don't know. But it always goes wrong, and there's always kind of like funny kind of like clip shows showing the kind of like things that went wrong. And yeah, I like it. Yeah. Yeah, Blue
Well, I'm
Peter.
gonna have to check that out, especially when I'm editing this.
Yeah. They actually, so they hand out badges, like Blue Peter badges, like to kind of like, you can do stuff like, you can kind of like do something that like helps your local society or something, and you can write in and tell them about it, and they'll send you a Blue Peter badge. And my brother, he actually got a Blue Peter badge when he was about 9, for writing a cool poem. I think
That's
it was
awesome.
a poem. I'm sorry to my brother if
if that's not what it was.
Like, that's not what I did at all. But yeah.
Well, that's really rad. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really great shows. I mean, like made for the adults, out of the UK, which my favorite is Doctor Who. I'm a massive.
There you go.
Love Doctor Who.
Yeah. I do love Doctor Who. Yeah. Made for adults. I don't know if it is made for adults. It's made for everyone, I think. Well, I think all ages can enjoy Doctor Who.
Right. Yes. No, that is very, very, very it is made for it's good for anyone because it's a great message.
Yeah. Who's your favorite Doctor though?
David Tennant.
That's a good answer. Yeah, I agree.
So David Tennant, and then after like it took a little bit, but then I really, really liked Matt Smith. I did really like Matt Smith. Like he really grew on me.
Okay, maybe I never gave him a chance. He was like my dropping off point.
He had some really like emotional, like he was very good at like doing what the same kind of style I felt as David Tennant. He was just a little bit more wacky, but he still had those like super deep emotional, like Doctor Who, where they hit you in the feelings all the time. He did really great at that.
Maybe I never gave him a chance. Maybe I need to go back and check out those episodes again.
Absolutely.
Have
you watched past that then?
No, so he was like my dropping off point. Like I was super invested, and then he came along and I was like, I'm not feeling this as much, and I kind of just stopped. So I know, yeah. I feel like I was chatting to someone the other day about specifically Matt Smith, and I was kind of like saying, and I came to the kind of realization that I think he's not as great an actor as everyone thinks. And he like, especially recently, he's been in kind of like bigger films. Like he was in that, well, it's not a great film, but he was in Morbius. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't even watch it.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's not a great film, but
no.
But he was in that, and he's in the new Game of Thrones series that's coming out.
I mean, I've thought he's been fine in anything else that he's been in, but he's not like. But he was a good doctor. That's kind of what I felt. I don't think anyone has really shown how much they can shine outside of Doctor Who like David Tennant. Like David Tennant is a fucking national treasure.
Yeah, very true.
I love, and David Tennant's the type of actor to where like if he's in it, I'll at least consider it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so, he's a great actor.
And like when he played the Purple Man on Jessica Jones.
Cool. I see. I've not seen it. Have you seen Good Omens with him?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Neil Gaiman. It's great.
I love Neil Gaiman.
Have you seen the new Sandman series? It's not got David Tennant in, but
at the point of this episode, yes, I've seen all of it. But I have one episode left. It's incredible. It's like
I'm loving that.
It's Sandman, you know.
Yeah.
If you've read the comics or listened to the Audible like cast version of it every aspect, anytime it's Sandman, it's just good.
I'm a massive Neil Gaiman fan, and like I come from a long line of massive Neil Gaiman fans. My mum's a Neil Gaiman fan, and
come from a long line of Gaimanites.
Yeah. And it's done so well. It's taken everything that kind of like is great about the comics and all that, and it's just kind of updated it as well to be modern, like because obviously it came out a little while ago, and and it's great. I love it.
Yes, I love it too. The only thing that I kind of like I'm bummed out about, did you listen to the Audible adaptation of it?
No.
Okay, so Kat Denning, she played Death, And
Oh, really?
I just really, really liked her. And I was like, man, I would have loved to see her be able to reprise it, even though I know they're obviously completely different castings.
Yeah.
But
I would never have placed her as Death.
It's so she's great. She was great. I loved it.
Yeah. I like Kat Dennings a lot. She's cool.
Yeah. And the one for the show, the standout that I have to say it was a standout because I didn't know what to expect when going in. I can't think of her actual name, but Clara from Doctor Who playing
Johanna, John Constantine, but
playing
Johanna,
Joanna Constantine.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, she killed it. I thought she was awesome.
Yeah.
I was like,
she was
okay,
amazing.
well, I'm in. I'll take it.
Yeah. It was an interesting take on that. Sorry, again, spoilers to anyone that's not watched this at all. But yeah, she was very good.
It's not a spoiler. We're just talking about her performance. She killed it.
Did a really good job.
Also, at the point that this episode comes out, if you haven't seen it, that's kind of on you at this point.
That's true. That's true. It's been out for a few months.
It's mid-October at this point. Like, where have you been?
Yeah. Too right.
And with that, we're gonna go on to our last segment, rapid fire questions. I'm not even gonna hit you with the bagel bites one because and do you even have bagel bites there?
I've never heard of that.
Exactly. So that's why like
I
I wasn't gonna do that one. It didn't make sense.
No.
I pay attention a little bit.
And anyway, I've heard other people trying to sing it, so I know it. It's like bagel bites.
Close enough.
Yeah. See, I got it.
All right. So Laurence, you're just gonna speak from the heart, shoot from the hip. Are you ready?
I'll try to be.
All right. Coke or Pepsi?
Dr. Pepper.
Sure. I'll take it. I do like me some Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Especially cherry Dr. Pepper though. Like once I start, that's a great one. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh. Yeah, no, I'm more Star Wars for sure. Yeah.
Fair.
I love the wars.
Absolutely. Mario or Luigi?
Luigi slept on, like Mario gets all the attention, Luigi's cool. He can do like a triple jump,
Dude, so Luigi is super cool. And not only that, I say this all the time. Anytime somebody says Mario, Luigi's a ghost hunter. Just saying.
There you go. Yeah. Where's Mario's mansion? Yeah.
He doesn't have a mansion because he's always being kidnapped for Luigi to go to the mansion and save.
There you go. There you are. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Not saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Very true.
Gwen Stefani or Hayley Williams?
Oh, I do love No Doubt. No Doubt are very cool. Yeah, it's got to be Gwen. Yeah.
Hard shell or soft shell tacos? Or fish and chips?
Soft shell and fish and chips. Yeah. I'm British. That's like staple diet. Like
I know that's why
with everything,
That's why I kind of popped it in there. I was actually going to try and switch it up last second with fish and chips or something else, but I had no. I was like,
yeah. Well, yeah. What would you have done if it was?
I don't know. That's the thing is I couldn't even like think of something.
That's because there is no other option. If you're British, it is only fish and chips. That's all you eat.
Well, it would have been fish and chips or like tea and biscuits or something.
Well, yeah. See, with England, like everywhere you live, like I'm pretty sure I read somewhere, I might be wrong, but it's only my country. I'm pretty sure you're only ever something like 70 miles away from the sea. Yeah, like, because it's such a small island. So it's only fish and chips. That's all anyone eats. Because you're always near the sea.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Last question: Sum 41 or yellow card?
Yellow card. Yellow card for sure.
I love that you were very like. You just matter of fact. You knew it.
I saw them on their final tour, the tour that they then did 5 more final tours.
Yeah, I was like,
Ryan
which
Key
one?
did
Because
another
I'm
final tour.
pretty sure they're gonna be at Riot Fest. So
Yeah, what's with that? I'm definitely when I saw them, which was literally about 5 years ago, they said it was their final tour, and then they're touring again. So what's with that?
I think I saw that too. But I saw them at Warp Tour,
Okay, I
which I
also saw
think
them at
was
Warped Tour,
which I think was
well,
part
the
of it.
equivalent. Yeah. It was oh god, that was a long time ago. Wow. Yeah,
It's like
you've made me feel a lot
16
older.
maybe.
It was 2013 that I saw it. Yeah, I'm pretty
Was
sure.
it?
Yeah.
Oh
It
shit,
was my
maybe it
equivalent.
was.
And then it had Rise Against, Billy Talent, Parkway Drive as well. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Yellow Card were there. Yeah. All
Because see,
good
mine
bands.
was like it was like maybe it's 2014. I think I don't know when
Maybe
mine
it was
was.
2014. Yeah.
But when I went and saw that, it was like all the pop punk bands came back. It was like
Yeah.
Sum 41, Good Charlotte,
Oh,
Yellow
wow.
Card. Like it was fucking cool. It was like all of the pop, Newfound Glory. It was like everyone was there except for Blink-182.
I just googled it. It was 2013 Warped Tour, and there was Yellow Card, there was Rise Against, Billy Talent, Enter Shikari. Enter Shikari big over there. Are they a band that are big over there, or are they just?
They're
big
not
here?
big over here. No, like
Oh, right.
I
They're big
know
over
who
here.
they are, but they're not.
Right.
They're not.
Okay. Right. There you go. Yeah, but yeah, 2013 over here. So yeah, maybe it was 2014 over there, and they all kind of
I don't know.
I don't
I'll have
know.
to look into that. Maybe once again, maybe I'll pop that up there.
flash them up. Yeah.
But Lawrence, that's it, man. You did it. You finished the podcast. Now's your chance.
yeah.
Let everybody know what you have going on, where they can find you, and what's next.
Yeah, you can find me kind of drawing stuff on the internet. My Instagram is Laurence Crow Illustration. My Facebook is Laurence Crow Illustration, and then I've got a website, Laurence Crow Illustration. I just draw stuff for bands. So if you're in a band and you need someone to draw stuff for you, hit me up. Or if you're a lawyer and you need someone to draw stuff for you, hit me up, because I love that
judge.
Too. Or a judge. See, I've not done anything for a judge yet. That could be cool. Yeah. It'd be
if
like,
you're a judge and you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah. Why not, right? Why not?
Or if maybe you're listening to this podcast and you know somebody that's a judge, hit up Lawrence.
Yeah. Help a guy fulfill his dream of doing some art for a judge.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, Lawrence, man, thanks so much for being on the show. It was tons of fun.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. I think it's time for dinner. So with that,
Hell yeah.
we will see y'all next Monday.
Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you so much to those of you who already are. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere else you stream your podcasts. If you're in the position to help us grow and like behind the scenes access and exclusive shows, head on over to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/unsignedpoppunk. Let us know in the comments who you'd like to see on the show and what other content you'd like to see. Thank you all so much.